Hey everybody, this is Beelit, and I've got some more information on Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Generations. If you have not seen my first discussion video, there will be an annotation on the video somewhere in this time, and you can click on that and it will open you up in a new window where you can go and watch that. In that old video, I talk about chakra management, how it had been changed, and the sub bar. And I've got actually more information on those subjects in this video. Before I get into anything, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all of my subscribers and friends who shared the video. I do not make those kinds of views often, and so when I do, I really do pay attention. As it is right now, the video, my first discussion video for Generations, has 36,000 video views, and that's big for me. I don't get that kind of stuff a lot, so I really want to say thank you to all the people who supported the video and made it what it was. So first I want to get to what people had to say in my last discussion video. And I wanted people to comment because I wanted to know what they thought about the different subjects so that I could address those in future videos. And I went through all 90-something comments that I had on the video, and I found the things that people were most concerned about. And I have a little list here. And it starts with the concern for the Team Ultimate. People were concerned about the Team Ultimate for different reasons. A lot of people think that the Team Ultimate is overpowered. A lot of people think that it is too much, and I agree with that sentiment. I don't like the Team Ultimate. A lot of times the game just revolves around getting the Team Ultimate, and I don't like that. But a lot of people say that in Generations what they want is customizable Team Ultimates. And I can understand that. You know, if you're using a related team, you don't want to see the generic 1, 2, 3 kind of thing. You want something a little bit more personal. You know, if you're using Kakashi and Guy, you want them to do something a little bit different instead of just the generic combos. And so I understand that. Another thing that people were concerned about was the chakra management of the game. And I will address the chakra management again in this video. There is a new updated demo that was unveiled in Paris and I believe somewhere else. I'm not entirely sure. But a lot has changed to the chakra management. But people's concern with the chakra management was that it was too easy. It was too easy to gain chakra. We all know in Storm 2, you would get free chakra at 2 different times. You would get chakra for maxing out your storm gauge, and you'd get chakra for losing health and falling into the health range for your awakening, and you get a full bar of chakra. Now, in the last discussion video, I pointed out that there was a gradual chakra recovery that was constant, and then it also got faster when you're in your health range for your awakening. And a lot of people were concerned about that, but I will address that a little bit later. People were also concerned about turtling. I think that with the introduction of the sub bar, people are going to want to turtle more. Are they going to be able to? We don't know, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But people are definitely going to want to gravitate towards turtling more. The throw. Now, a lot of people were concerned about the throw, and I want to make sure that I point out my throw theory was a theory. That is not fact. And if you haven't seen the first video and you don't want to go back and watch it, what I said was, I have never seen a throw that was substituted. And then I said that if the throw is unsubbable, it could be a driving force behind the game. It could be what stops turtling. And also at the time, it was shown, actually it was shown a long time ago, that you cannot defeat an opponent with a throw. Now, have they changed that? I don't know. But there is proof that shows you cannot defeat an opponent with a throw at one point in the game's life cycle. So we don't know if that's going to make it into the final cut. We don't know if it's still there now, but it was there at some point. A lot of people were concerned about character balance, and that's definitely a legitimate concern. There were a lot of characters that were nearly useless in Storm 2, and there were a lot of characters that, to be effective with, you had to do so much more then other people would have to with other characters, and you wouldn't even get the benefit that they did with their other characters. Think of Orochimaru. Orochimaru is incredibly hard to use, and does he give you an advantage for learning how to use him? Not really. Um, Also, Killer Bee, decently hard to use online because his melee combos are so easy to sub, and his jutsus, pretty useless. Um, so, those characters like that, they just can't make the cut. Um, and so a lot of people were concerned about character balance, and that's definitely a legitimate concern. Um, I don't know what's going to be done about that, but I am hoping that the sub bar actually helps some characters be a little bit more competitive. Um, but we'll have to see. We don't quite know yet. We really have to see more about the game because all we've seen is the same three characters fight, and you can't get a good understanding of the game while you see three characters. Now, lastly, the major concern was the substitution mechanic. The sub bar was the biggest topic, um, and rightfully so. It's been the biggest topic for just about every community for the Storm games. People want to know what this sub bar is going to do to the game. Um, and in my last video, I was a little concerned about it. I didn't know exactly how it was going to work. So I was a little bit on the wall, but I've got more information about it now, and I think that you guys will be very happy to hear the new information. So now for the new information. The first thing that I want to talk about is that there is no more chakra gain when you receive damage. Now that was something a lot of people were concerned about back in my first discussion video when I said that you gain chakra from being hit, and you could also gain an enormous amount of chakra from taking an ultimate. It was almost like the person using the ultimate was transferring all of the chakra that they used on that ultimate to their opponent that they were hitting with the ultimate. And a lot of people didn't like that, myself included. Now, I can confirm that there's no more chakra gain from the videos that I've seen, that there's no more chakra gain from received damage in melee, in jutsus. The camera's a little shaky, but I don't think that there's any chakra gain. But I have not seen an ultimate used, so I cannot confirm whether it's the same for an ultimate. However, my best guess would be no more recovery for taking an ultimate. More about chakra. The gradual chakra recovery has also been removed, and I am very happy about that. It's either been completely removed or heavily reduced because I have not seen it. And again, camera video quality of these matches, these updated matches, have been a little bad, and cameras have been shaky, so it's really hard to get a definite. But I don't think that it's back, and I don't think that it's as much as it was before. Again, I could be wrong about these things because, like I said, the quality for these videos that I saw were pretty bad. But I looked at them very hard, and I think that those two things are true. Now on to the cancels. Now the cancels are very important to this game. I think that the cancels are going to be the most significant change, actually. The cancels are going to encourage aggressive playing, and I think that that's really, really good. The first cancel I want to talk about is a possible ninja move cancel. Now this was seen a little bit earlier, and I did see a video of it around the time that I was making the first discussion video. However, when I saw it, it wasn't used at a time where I could see anything, where I could learn anything about it, so I didn't know what to think about it. So I refrained from talking about it because I didn't know anything about it. It wasn't able to show me anything. So I refrained from talking about the cancels. But the ninja move cancel is actually, I think, probably going to be the worst cancel. And the reason for that is if you look at the Raikage, his ultimate jutsu, it actually has pretty good tracking. And I wonder if it can actually track a ninja move. So what this means is, if your opponent is using Raikage, and let's say you're using Sasuke, if you, as Sasuke, are attacking this Raikage player, and the Raikage player subs and then uses an ultimate, if you try to do a ninja move cancel, you may still get hit by this ultimate. So I'm not quite sure if this ninja move cancel is effective or not. It's going to be something that you're going to have to use with a good amount of judgment. The next cancel I'm going to talk about is the Chakra Dash-like cancel. This cancel is marked by these little yellow or orange kind of wind cuts or whatever. I can't really, it's hard to describe them. But essentially that's what marks this Chakra Dash-like cancel, and it behaves in the same way as a Chakra Dash, and you can use it in the middle of your combos and restart your combo to do more melee damage. It can be done on the ground, and it can also be done in the air. Now, I'm not sure if this air variant is exactly the same. I'm not sure if it's going to have the same properties or not. I couldn't really tell from the videos that I saw. It may very well have the same properties, but we'll have to see. But this is a really, really good thing, because this allows you to really punish your opponent. And if your opponent wastes their subs from their sub bar, you're going to get a lot of damage in very easily. You're not going to have to rely on that old item cancel trick. So this is actually going to be very good, in my opinion. I think that this is probably the most effective cancel, and it's an offensive cancel. I really cannot wait to learn more about this particular cancel. I think this is going to be a great step in the right direction, and I hope that there are more things like this. Now, another thing that I want to talk about is the items. Now, if anyone has played Storm 1, they may remember the substitution scroll. Now, for those of you that have not played Storm 1, you may be like, substitution scroll? That sounds interesting. What's that about? Well, the substitution scroll would allow a player to automatically sub without having to use the sub button and without giving up chakra. Extremely powerful, right? Well, it's back. I found it on Sasuke. Sasuke has 2 of these, actually, which is it's weird to say the least, because in Storm 1, the characters that had this substitution scroll only had 1. So why does Sasuke have 2? I don't know. This seems really this is interesting. Now, I can't tell you, my memory of Storm 1, the Storm 1 substitution scroll is a little fuzzy, so I don't know the particular timing. However, it looks like it's a pretty lengthy time considering the benefit that it gives you. So this substitution scroll is going to be very useful, and I wonder which characters have it. When you have this substitution scroll, not only do you not have to press the sub button, but you're not going to use your sub bar either. Now, this is where I'm starting to have a problem with this item coming back. I'm on the fence. I'm hoping that CyberConnect 2 can get this balanced and that this doesn't become a real issue. It's a little concerning. I don't know. I don't think that this is anything to jump up and down about. We need to see a little bit more about it, but this is something to keep an eye on, in my opinion. Now, there's also an item, a stun item, and I believe this stun item was in the single player of Storm 2, and it's like a little blue tag with like lightning on it, and it makes your opponent stay still for just a few seconds. And I believe that the Raikage had one. No, I think the Raikage had 2, and Sasuke had 2 as well. Now, could this be used for an easy ultimate? Possibly. So the biggest change, the change that everyone's going to be talking about, the change that everyone's going to be caring about, is the new sub button. L2 for the PlayStation 3, or LT, I think, for the Xbox, is now the only substitution button. Now, I'll give you a minute to let that soak in. You can stand up and cheer if you want. you know, do whatever you need to. Yes, the L2 button is now the only substitution button. R2 is now the only guard button. So what this means is it's going to be harder to sub. No longer are you going to have to play against those people that can just sit there and guard and just sub every time that you try to throw a punch. It's going to be a little bit harder. It's going to be harder to sub. Now, my only and absolute only concern with this is the slow heavy hitters. And I'm sure that everyone here can agree that those guys are pretty hard to sub. And they're already hard to sub in Storm 2 when you've got 2 substitution buttons. Imagine how hard they're going to be if they stay the same and you've only got 1 substitution button. So we're going to have to see if they change, because if they don't change, there may be a bit of a problem there. But overall, this is good news. This is really good news. I'm really happy about that. I think that this is going to really help the game to step into a place that more people are going to enjoy. It's not going to be as random. It's not going to be as cheap. It's not going to be as exploitable as Storm 2 was. And I'm really happy about that. I think that's a great change. I think that this is going to add a lot to the game, and no longer is the game going to be ruled by people who are just better at mashing the substitution buttons. People that were, you know, able to sub really easily and reliably. Some people would argue that that's a skill. I don't know. I don't subscribe to that. They're going to have a little bit more difficulty. They're going to be cut down in half. They're still probably going to have an advantage over people, but it's not going to be as much of an advantage as it was before. And I think that's what people want to see. I think people are going to be really happy with that. I think that this is a step in the right direction. But I want to hear what you guys think. I want you to think about all the things that I've said, from the chakra aspect to the new substitution button. I want to know what you guys think. Now, in my last video, I wanted you guys to talk, and the reason I did that was because I wanted to know what the community was thinking. I wanted to know what people thought about the new changes, what their ideas were, and this is what I'm asking for you to do now. I want to see that again. I want to see what you guys like. I want to see what you guys are happy about, what you guys are not too happy about, what you guys are concerned about. I want to know all that, and I want you guys to share it respectfully in a kind manner. And then the next time, if I make a new video, I will address the concerns from this video, and then we can kind of build upon that and share, and then we can have like some kind of community going on. Amazing, right? I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, favorite, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.